Welcome students. Let's continue our topic force and pressure. So in the last lecture I have explained what a force is. Now today we are going to discuss pressure. So in the simple terms, pressure is force applied on a unit area. Right? What does that mean? Let's take an example of a nail. So if you have a wooden plank and you have a nail, so nail has two ends. One is the pointed end, other one is called the head. So if you put exert pressure and try to put the head of the nail inside the wooden plank, it won't go. But if you turn it around and use the pointed end and try to put the nail into the wooden plank, it will go inside. So what you have done is you are the same person, you have the same strength, you are applying the same force, but the unit area of the nail has changed. Earlier you were using the head of the nail to put inside the wooden plank, but it didn't work. But when you turn it around and use the pointed end, it went inside. So the unit area has changed. The pointed end has a smaller unit area, but the head of the nail has a bigger unit area. So with the same amount of force, if the unit area changes, it reduces, the pressure increases. So that is why we say a force applied on a unit area is pressure. So how do we denote in terms of a formula? So it will look like this, right? So where P is pressure, F is force, A is area. So here you see pressure is inversely proportional to area that we have seen in the example of the nail. So if you increase the area, unit area, with the same amount of force, the pressure will be lesser. If you reduce the unit area with the same amount of force, the pressure will be higher. So this is how pressure is calculated, and this is the relation between pressure and force. Now let's see the comparison, because we have learned force and pressure. Now let's see the comparison. So what is force and what is pressure, right? So force, any push or pull on an object is force. Pressure, force applied on a unit area is pressure. The formula for force, I have not explained this formula, but formula to calculate force is mass into acceleration, right? So mass is the mass weight of the object and A is the acceleration. I will explain this in future lecture. But for now, just understand that this is the formula. P for pressure is force per unit area, where F is force and A is area. Now the unit of force is Newton. I will explain this again in future lecture. How do we calculate the force now? But unit of force is Newton and unit of pressure is Pascal. Alright. Force is a vector quantity because you need to explain or mention the direction in which the force is applied. But pressure is a scalar quantity. So only the magnitude is important, direction is not. So consider an atmospheric pressure, right? So atmospheric pressure is a scalar quantity because the pressure is applied in all the objects from all the directions. So the direction is not important. What is atmosphere? The layer of air around us is atmosphere. And atmosphere always exerts pressure on all the objects around us. That pressure is called atmospheric pressure. So this is the small comparison between force and pressure, what a force is and what a pressure is, right? Hope this is clear to all. We'll discuss about all these and more about details about these topics in future lecture.